my son I'm loving for him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. And I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is preseason football on EA Sports. Between our visitors and our home team. Kickoff is moments away, so let's get you out to our commentators. And standing by for the call are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Sacramento Miners. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Sacramento team as we enter play here. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game, there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy that springs for the good stuff.
23 yards on the play.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They'll run on first down. Witherspoon. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive at the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
10 logo. Check 53. I'm up. You better bring. Ready?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
6-man. Check girls, check girls, check. Big grip, big grip.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone, how about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here's the home side to take over on offense. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
8, read. Here we go.
On third down, Witherspoon. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 9-yard line. It's a big play there. 54 yards. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there. Get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
On the ready. 53, Mike. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long... Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Way back at the 17 now after the loss. It's 3rd and goal.
Let's go. Be careful.
They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 17 yards out. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Point after here coming up. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Looking to throw on second down. Hall firing quickly here, and that's complete. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Hall operating from the gun. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Ready? 10 logo. Check 53, Mike. Let's go, team. Set, go. 6,
On first down, Witherspoon. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a third down. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So here are our visitors to take over on offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And a throw right sideline is complete. A good pickup there at 22.
Let's go.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Mike, 53.
He'll set up to throw. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down now, Bond. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 2nd and 2. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now the extra point. And that was 14-7. That time a 9-play drive. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up And have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The offense on third down tonight, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
A gain of 2. 58, right over there, right over there. Mike, 58, right there.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
This quarterback now 5 of 6. Very accurate since taking over. And he's got his guys a first down. They'll set up a throw. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain. Stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 52 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side. No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this? Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Throw left side complete. That's Jimenez. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there, and it'll be second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Let's go,
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. 3 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started less than 1 month from tonight. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never...
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run the counter. Hackett, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Check that. 1 Mike 52 right here. I got one.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hackett. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
And they bring their punter out there now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line, I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Well, just like you said, they've got the lead, don't do anything silly, run the football, and that's what they did.
They would have liked to have created a little more room for their punter, but he'll take what they gave him, and he'll go out there now and try and get the ball off and help his defense.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So here are visitors to take over on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm?
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what?
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's go, D.
2nd and 6. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw here. That's complete. It's Collins. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Go against the mic. Strip that ball. Strip that ball. Ready, go.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 more there and another 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 5. And that is incomplete here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
36. Two times.
He'll look to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throwing right, and that's complete. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
Let's go.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They're going to look to throw, and that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. We are back now in Sacramento as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. So second down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 11. That's complete to his running back, Wilson.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Bond. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll drop the throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First week of the preseason, probably not the pass, the impression that the rookie wants to leave right there.
Yeah, no probably about it, because that's not what you want to do to try and impress your new coaching staff. Try to impress your locker room. And most importantly, yourself. Probably spent all night last night saying, don't throw an interception early. Make sure you take care of the football. Well, now he's got it out of the way. Hopefully he can just settle in and move on.
So here's the home side to take over on offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Oh, he stays up. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The situation for him offensively as follows. Down on the scoreboard, 1:38 to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him a couple on the catch, it's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Now back to throw. That is caught at the 7. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. And this is caught, so it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
Extra point right down the middle as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hand seam. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night, everybody.